Welcome back to the channel. Here we explore the deeper secrets of Vedic astrology. In today's video, we are diving into the fascinating and often misunderstood placement when the 8th house lord goes into the 4th house in a birth chart. The 8th house represents transformation, hidden secrets, sudden events, death and rebirth, occult knowledge, secrets, and inheritance. The 4th house, on the other hand, is the house of emotional security, mother, home, inner peace, real estate, and one's roots. When the Lord of the 8th house, house of mystery and depth, enters the 4th house, house of comfort and emotional foundation, a powerful and complex energy exchange happens. This video will unpack that in full detail. We'll also go planet by planet, analyzing what happens when Sun, Moon, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, or Saturn become the lords of the 8th house and sit in the 4th. Let's first understand the general meaning of this placement before getting into individual planets. When the 8th lord is placed in the 4th house, the energy of secrecy, transformation, and intensity enters the emotional core of a person. It can make one emotionally intense, deeply private, and connected to inner mysteries. The native may have a strong attachment to home and family, but this attachment may come with emotional complexities. This is also a classic Yoga Karaka type placement for spiritual awakening. Such people may dive into the inner depths of the psyche and come out emotionally wiser. They often develop an interest in the occult sciences, psychology, or metaphysics. It could also show sudden changes in one's home environment, hidden family dynamics, or secrets from childhood, an interest in the occult, psychology, or healing, emotional healing through solitude or spiritual practices, connection to ancestral karma or family lineage issues. There may be a tendency to keep personal and emotional matters secret. Home may become a place of transformation or a place where deep issues emerge. The person may not be emotionally expressive outwardly but can have a rich inner world. They may have experienced some form of emotional trauma or intense transformation in their home during childhood. The relationship with the mother can be mysterious, karmic, or intense. Sometimes the mother herself might be spiritual, secretive, or emotionally unavailable. On the material side, this combination can sometimes indicate sudden gains or losses through property, inheritance, or family wealth. It also creates a deep seeker, someone who searches for the truth of life from their heart space. Now let's go planet by planet to see how this manifests. When Sun is 8th house lord in 4th house. When the Sun is the 8th house lord and sits in the 4th house, it brings transformative energy to matters of identity and home. This person's ego and self worth are deeply tied to the emotional security or mother. There may be ego clashes with the mother or a dominating parental figure. The father may have a secretive life or been emotionally absent. The native may develop a strong desire to dominate the home environment or to protect it fiercely. So, what are the possible outcomes? They may have had a karmic or controlling relationship with the mother or the father. They seek power within the home, often wanting to dominate or protect the domestic space. Emotional strength comes through deep inner work, but they may also feel isolated or unsupported emotionally. In some cases, this can show inheritance of property through the father's line or some legacy related issues. On the positive side, this placement can create leaders in psychology, healing, or real estate, especially if the sun is well placed or exalted. Now let's talk about Moon. When Moon is 8th house lord in 4th house. Moon is a planet of emotions and the mind. When the Moon is the 8th house lord and goes into the 4th house, it creates deep emotional sensitivity and psychic intuition. The person may have mood swings, emotional depth, and mother related karmic patterns. The native could be drawn to spiritual or esoteric practices from early life. The mother may have experienced illness, or the person may have been raised in an emotionally unpredictable environment. The mind may be haunted by past emotional traumas. There can be emotional detachment in public, but deep longing in private. Strong inclination toward astrology, tantra, or hidden sciences passed through maternal lineage. This is a powerful placement for healers, intuitive counselors, or those working in the mental health field. However, the person must learn to balance emotional intensity with pace. So, when Venus is 8th house lord in the 4th house, Venus represents love, comfort, luxury, and harmony. When it becomes the 8th house lord and enters the 4th house, there may be hidden romantic relationships that affect the home environment. The mother may have been artistic or secretive in her love life. These natives often find comfort in esoteric practices. It brings a desire for emotional intimacy and beauty in the home. The person may experience deep romantic transformations tied to family values or emotional bonding. If afflicted, it can show emotional manipulation in love or secrets related to relationships or family. On the positive side, this person may have a beautiful home, strong aesthetic sense, or inherit luxury through marriage or maternal lineage. It also gives artistic talents that may come from the mother's side or ancestral gifts. Mars, when it becomes the 8th lord and enters the 4th house, brings a fiery and transformative energy into the emotional space. There can be conflict at home, especially during childhood. Arguments, power struggles, or even violence could be themes in early life. This person may feel driven to protect their family or dominate the emotional space. They are intense and can have a passion for psychology, occult, or emotional strength. Property disputes, sudden changes in home location, or transformation through land ownership could also occur. If Mars is strong, the person becomes an emotional warrior. If weak, they might suppress rage or face inner turmoil. When Jupiter, the guru and planet of wisdom, is the 8th house lord and sits in the 4th house, it can bring a deeply philosophical or spiritual upbringing. The native may be emotionally guided by ethics, dharma, and truth. The person may inherit spiritual values or occult knowledge from the maternal side. Their mother may be wise, spiritual, or hidden guiding force. Emotional healing comes through spirituality, learning, and surrender. Emotional comfort may come through teaching or guiding others. Possibility of gaining property through religious institutions or spiritual groups. Hidden moral dilemmas could be a recurring inner theme. This person may become a teacher, counselor, or astrologer, helping others navigate emotional depth. Now, Saturn brings karma, discipline, delays, and structure. When it rules the 8th house and sits in the 4th, the childhood may have been emotionally difficult, filled with loneliness or responsibility. The native might have had to grow up too soon, especially due to a sick mother, emotional neglect, or suppressed grief. Emotionally, they are guarded, and it takes a lot to earn their trust. On the positive side, they can be emotionally resilient, loyal, and stable once they do heal. Real estate gains may come later in life through patience and discipline. Spiritual evolution happens through inner solitude, meditation, and detachment. When Mercury is the 8th house lord in the 4th house, Mercury, the planet of intellect, speech, and communication, brings an analytical mind into the emotional sphere. When Mercury becomes the 8th lord and enters the 4th house, it creates a curious, psychologically oriented mind. The person might have grown up in a home where secrets or double standards existed. These natives may be deeply curious about the mysteries of life, often reading occult literature in childhood. Communication with the mother may be intellectual or strained. Nervousness or overthinking related to emotional life. There can be emotional confusion, overthinking, or a tendency to analyze feelings rather than feel them. Good placement for careers involving real estate, data archives, or forensic communication. High potential in astrology, coding, or investigative writing. On the positive side, it gives talent in writing, research, astrology, or counseling, especially regarding family or emotional topics. If well placed, Mercury here produces a sharp emotional intelligence, good for in navigating complicated family dynamics. Now let's talk about remedies. Now that we have seen how different planets behave as 8th house lords in the 4th house, let's briefly discuss remedies and growth strategies. Emotional journaling helps bring hidden emotions to light. Spiritual practices, especially meditation and mantra chanting like Om Namah Shivaya or Maha Mrityunjay Mantra. Healing the mother wound, forgiveness and energetic release can help. Charity, especially for the elderly, sick, or mentally disturbed. Home purification rituals, lighting a diya daily, smudging with camphor or incense. So, in conclusion, the placement of the 8th house lord in the 4th house is a deeply transformative one. It touches your inner world, your emotional legacy, and your connection to home and mother. Each planet brings its own flavor, and the key is not just to fear the 8th house, but to understand its power, because what begins as chaos often ends in healing. If you like this deep breakdown, don't forget to like the video, share it with other astrology lovers, and subscribe to the channel for more daily insights. Let me know in the comments which planet is your 8th house lord and is it placed in the 4th